Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you so much for tuning in and joining in on the class this morning. So I know you guys are probably sitting down, lying down, but we are going to start standing up. So when you're feeling ready, just coming to a standing position on your mat. If you are listening to our playlist, you can go ahead and start that now. If you've already done it, no problem. Don't worry about it. Just let it play. So we're just going to find a position with the feet that feels comfortable to be in. So just a kind of loose, relaxed position. It doesn't have to be anything really specific here. Feel the feet down into the mat, feeling the soles of the feet really grounded, and also just noticing where there is space between the feet and the mat. So in the arches of the feet, you might notice that as well. We'll rock the weight on the heels, pick up the toes, and just really spread them apart nice and wide, and then allow them to lower back down. Now we'll take the weight forward onto the toes and just gradually lift up the heels, and then allow the heels to lower down. Take that one more time, shifting back, toes will spread, and then lower them down. Shifting forward, lifting the heels up, and then lowering them down. From here, we're just going to start a little bit of side-to-side movement with the hands down along the sides of the body. So we'll just start with the head. So it can go either direction to start. It's just going to be the ear dipping down towards the shoulder, one side at a time. And as you do this, start to allow the shoulders to move, and you'll notice that the hands will slide down along the sides of the legs, from one side over to the other. And as you do this more and more, start to incorporate not just the head, not just the shoulders, but movement through the chest, movement through the ribs, and basically movement through your whole upper body. You can choose to do these really slow and extending long, or you can go a little bit quicker. You might get dizzy if you go quick. So just pick a pace that feels good for you here. One side over to the other. Now the next side that you go on to, we're going to find a spot to hold. You want to feel that both fingers are trying to reach down towards the outer edges of the feet. So it's not only the hand on the side that you're leaning towards that's reaching, but we anchor that reach by reaching the opposite hand down towards the mat as well. Find length through the crown of the head. And you might feel by now there's a little bit of activity in the legs, a little bit of activation through the thighs, reaching both fingers down. And let's inhale, come up. Exhale, go to the other side. So whichever side you just came from, now doing the opposite side. Knowing where the reach is coming into the body. So through both fingertips. And just experimenting with when you reach a little bit further through one side versus the other, how does that feel? When you reach a little bit further with the opposite side versus the other, how does that feel? When you try to exaggerate the reach through both fingertips, both hands, how does that feel? Last few breaths. Weight is a little bit more towards your heels than it would be onto the toes. Okay, inhale. We'll come all the way up. Let's reach the arms out to the sides. Breathe in. Reach up. And allow the hands palms to connect. And then exhale. Draw your hands palms into a prayer position at the chest. It will allow the chin to drop down and the eyes to close. So you can imagine the hands as a connection, and you can identify, if you want, that one hand represents one thing and the other hand represents something else. And this drawing of the palms together is a drawing, a connecting, a uniting of those two things. It could be your body with your mind. It could be yourself with your yoga mat. It could be yourself with our community here. It really can be anything. So it's just representing the palms coming together, are representing the unification of something for you, whatever that means. Could be breath into consciousness. Just taking a few moments for yourself, to really feel into that. And sometimes when we feel into the connection that we're trying to create, we also acknowledge where there's disconnection. So just feeling into what that might look like for you right now, and where you can use your practice this morning to feel a little bit more unified within whatever is coming to your mind. All right, from here, let the arms relax and release, and we'll have the eyes open up. Draw the feet, toes and heels, come together side by side. They don't have to touch completely, but you might still like to have them together. Kneecaps should face forward rather than out to the sides, and that might mean you have a gap between the heels or the toes. So start by turning your hands, palms forward, and just creating a little bit of a lift through the chest. You can also reach the fingers, particularly the middle finger, down towards the mat as you reach the crown of the head up, but allow this to still feel free. Sometimes when we come into certain positions, we create so much contraction in the body that we kind of imprison ourselves in this position. So you want to feel that you're expressing that position. In this case, it's this tall, long spine, but not to the point where you feel restricted. Still, there's freedom in the way the body moves. Let's breathe in, reach the arms all the way up, and draw the hands, palms together. Lift your chest all the way up. Feel your legs beneath you strong, holding you. Lift your chest, lift your eyes, reach your fingers, and feel the legs, the glutes squeeze. Try to bring your upper body over, like you're going over a high jump bar. Lift your chest up. Reach your fingers, and your gaze can go back as much as your neck is permitting you to do so. Reach up one more time, and then let's forward fold. Go nice and slow, bend your knees, deep, deep bend as it's our first forward fold. Let the head relax. Feel free to open up your feet as wide as you need to and go for a bit of your own sway. Let your hips sway from side to side. Let your body weight move from one foot over to the other. Allow alternate bending of the knees, or this idea of the tail swiveling around. You can have hands supporting onto the ground. You can have elbows onto the knees or the thighs. Maybe if you have a support or a block, you can use that. But again, if you really want to let those hands come to the ground, but you're having a hard time, open your feet as wide as you need to. Just let that movement start to create some liberation and some freedom in your spine. And really, in a sense, it's the whole back of the body. Heavy head. Okay, we're going to come back into the center. Draw those feet until they're about a hip width distance apart. And we're going to come into a little bit of active forward fold. So toes will spread. From here, bending the knees until you feel your belly start to draw closer towards your thighs. It doesn't have to touch, but if it does, that's fine too. Bending the knees to allow the whole spine to lengthen down, and imagine the crown of the head is heavy, 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 and imagine it literally dropping down towards the mat. You can also imagine that the crown of the head starts to gradually reach in between the toes. It doesn't matter whether it's there or not, but it's these intentions and these energetic sort of visualizations that can really help us here. Keeping this stillness throughout the movement of the body and this continuous flow in your breath. Feel your body weight. It can rock a little bit into your toes, and we're still keeping the hands on the ground just to encourage a little bit of support. Feel little by little, maybe there's an activation through your quadricep muscles to the point where your tail lifts up a little bit higher. And in turn, that allows your spine and your crown of the head to drop down a little bit lower. Last breath here. Drawing again the crown of the head, not only down, but slightly closer towards your toes. All right, let's release this. Inhale, go uncurl for 5, slow. 4, take your time. 3, and 2, and 1. Inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, sigh it out. All right, let's bring those feet together again, toes and heels side by side. Turning the hands, palms forward, lift the chest, freedom in this pose, but also lengthening and reaching. We'll inhale, go all the way up. Look up towards the ceiling. Again, connect your hands, palms together, reach up tall. If the arms above the head is really quite challenging for you, then don't let your head go back so far. More biceps with your ears, more lift of your chest. We still want to allow the shoulders to open up in this position, lifting chest. Maybe if it's working for you, the head goes back. Squeeze legs. Try not to go back, but go up and over. One more breath, up and over. Good, and then from here, exhale, coming forward, bend the knees all the way down. Good, again, open the feet as wide as you need to. A bit of a sway for the first few breaths, and then we're gonna get right back into that forward bend that we've already done. So it's just a nice gradual entry into some of these movements. We'll get to some of the more dynamic and tense aspects of these later. So draw your feet again, hip width distance apart. If they need to be wider, totally fine. Do what works for you. On the fingertips or maybe hands, palms flat, okay, up to you. Put a little bend in the knees or deep bend depending on the hamstrings. Roll your body weight a little bit forward and then lengthen your belly down your thighs, your chest down your knees, and your face dropping so that you can see between your calves, your knees, wherever the head lands. Imagine there's a weight on the crown of the head drawing it down. You can use your hands a little bit into the ground, maybe even walking them on either side of the feet to draw the body a little bit through. Now, using the hands in this way, we're using force. We're already using force because gravity is helping us bend forward. So the strength that's required for us to get into this position is still applicable here, but the more we push our hands down, which draws the body closer towards the legs, then the more we're actually using hand strength, which represents a force. So just be aware of this force and maybe how that might impact your body and your practice. Last 2 breaths here. Imagine crown of the head not only dropping down, but also the face drawing a little bit between the calves, long neck. All right, let's release here slowly. Uncurl. 5, take your time. 4, going slow. 3 and 2, 1, breathe in. Exhale. Let it relax. Okay, nice work, you guys. Let's draw the feet together. We're gonna come into some more side body movement. Turning the hands, palms out. Breathe in to reach the arms all the way up. So because we're actually going to be working into a little bit of compass pose today, which I know maybe some of you have an idea of what that is, some of you might not, that's okay. We need the opening through the side body to be already established. So let's bring the hands, palms together, and then hook the thumbs and turn your hands, palms to face forward so the fingers are nice and spread. Push down through feet, lift up through spine, crown of the head, chest, fingers, reach, 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 and start to go over to one side and then the other. Up and over a couple of times. Now, if you've done this with me before, you know that you have the option to create some forward movements. You have the option to continue into some back movement. I personally like to feel rippling in my spine and in my whole body. So just explore space around you. The spine is designed to move in 6 directions: forward, backward, twisting right, twisting left, and creating all of that movement into the spine. We have also our lateral movement. Okay, so we'll come back and stop into the middle. Reach up nice and high again one more time and start to take your body up and over towards your left. So you're gonna bump your hips over towards your right. Reach the fingers towards the left. Feel your inner thighs active, drawing near one another. And even though we're squeezing lower body, even though we're reaching upper body, there's still freedom. So make sure your head is not screwed on too tightly that you can't move it. Okay? From the side, you want to make sure that your head is not down. So really stay lifted, long, long. Reach, bump the hips to the right. Reach the fingers, arms, upper body to the left. One more time. Inhale. Let's come up into the center. We're going to exhale, shake out the arms, shake it out, and then pausing with the hands, palms facing forward. Let's go to the other side. Inhale, up. You can hook the thumbs, spread the fingers nice and wide, reach tall. So we got to create space before we go into depth. Go up and over to your right and bump your hips over towards the left. So this pose is all about those lateral movements in the spine. So we're creating space this time in the left side vertebrae, and we're creating just a little bit compression in the right side vertebrae. It doesn't mean we collapse and sink. Yeah, we still want to stay lifted using our strength while we find our flexibility. Lift the chin, reach the fingers, chin off the chest, breathe, soft jaw. At the end, feel your body weight on your heels and reach one more time. Inhale, let's come up. Exhale, shake, shake, and shake the arms out. Good, breathing in again, reach the arms up. Reach tall towards the ceiling, lift your chest. See if in your backward bend here, you might create a little bit more of an arch, lifting up, going out and over. Lifting up, going out and over. One more time, lift up, going out and over, and then come back up into the center. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Again, slow, all the way down. Let the head release. Now for this one, if you can keep your feet side by side, please do. Otherwise, open them up. Bend your knees, feel your belly down your thighs, chest down your knees. From here, we're gonna reach the arms to touch whatever is behind us. So you wanna have the inside of the arms really sort of flush with the outside of the legs. And this just depends on where your proportions are meeting each other, your anatomy, how the body is responding this morning. Reach the fingers and draw the face as close in towards your shins as possible. So here we want to feel, it's almost like we're trying to do a sit-up. So you should feel that your abdominal area is quite active because that's what's responsible for creating opening in the lower back in this particular position. Now that we've reached for long enough, wrap your elbows behind your calves, behind the ankles, maybe the fingertips slide down to the heels. Your pose might look a little bit different, okay? No problem. Everyone's is going to be slightly different. Do the best you can to prioritize two things. The face drawing in, the crown of the head going down, that's one thing. And then the elbows wrapping behind the legs on the calf muscles. Exhale, little bit of add of pull. Roll your weight slightly into your toes. Maybe you want to lift your belly away from your thighs, lengthen your body down the legs, and then reapply it at the end. We're here for 3. Try to stay with it. Use your breath to work through anything that you're feeling. 2, tail lifts. Again, gradual, gentle pull. 1. Let's release. From here, open up the feet about a hip width distance. Go nice and slow, bend the knees, uncurl for 5. Take your time. 4, coming up. 3, breathing in. 2, and 1. Exhale there. Okay, let's open up the feet, if they're not already there, about a hip width distance apart, and we're gonna come into some more side body stretches. So when we work into our compass pose, then we really need that side body to be open. So we're gonna take both of the arms all the way out towards the side, and from here, you're gonna bend into your right elbow so that either your hand is on your hip or you can bring your back of the hand onto the back of the body. Okay, so those are your 2 options. And then from here, with your left hand, you're gonna bring the arm over the head and reach the fingers down slightly towards the back. Okay, so 2 options are hand on hip or hand on back, and then your top left elbow is gonna be sticking up over the head. Now try not to have the chin come forward. Really keep the chin lifted. Again, get your feet nice and solid, grounded, hip width or maybe shoulder width distance. And we're gonna take the body up and over towards your right. So as you bend, I want you to slide. If your hand is on the back, slide your right fingers over and then reach your left elbow over. So we're not looking for a lot of depth necessarily in the spine, but we're looking for more of this reach and this opening through the side body. So that elbow is continuing to lift, the left elbow, and the right fingers are continuing to reach. You can always keep your hand on the hip, no problem. Keep lifting chest. Notice this right shoulder. It often has a tendency to sink back, which means we round and forward down. So try to keep that right chest a little bit more forward. Reach the left elbow up and over. And at the end, if you haven't done so already, allow the hips to shift for 3, for 2, and for 1. Now bring the hips back into the center to stabilize. Inhale, come all the way up. Open the arms out towards the sides. Let's go into the other side. So bending into the left elbow, either hand on hip or hand on the back. In this case, it's the back of your hand that meets the low spine or somewhere around there. And then the right arm is going to go up. So the elbow will bend and the elbow point is reaching towards the ceiling. Then from here, you go up and over. Remember, we're not just going over, right? Because over means generally down. Go up and over, yeah? Then you can either slide that back hand, fingertips, it's like a magic trick, woo, reaching the hand, or you can have the hand onto the hip and then reaching the elbow. So you might notice already that as you move to the side, the head drops, not because it wants to drop, but because the shoulder and the side body is tight and it pushes the head forward. So I would rather that you keep your chin up and not go down as deep, then go down really low and have the chin dropping down into the chest. Keep your left shoulder forward. And right at the end for the last 3 seconds, if you haven't done so already, bump the hips 3, bump the hips 2, reach the elbow 1, inhale, going slow to come up. Open up the arms. Let's exhale, fold forward. Drop the head all the way down. From here, plant your hands on the mat and step back into a downward facing dog. Go for a little bit of a walk if you need. Lift, lower the heels, bend, straighten the knees, swishy, whooshy, whooshy with the tail, shaking the head, anything that you need to do to feel open, free, liberated, a little bit more spacious in your body, and just a bit more connected to yourself. When you find stillness, allow the action of the push through your hands to create continuous motion internally. So we're not just freezing and restricting the movement of the body, but instead we're containing it and we're confining it to be very, very one-dimensional. So here we're pushing down hands, which lifts up through tail. And we give off the appearance of stillness. Allow the knees to bend whenever you need to. Allow there to be space between the heels and the mat. Keep pushing down through the hands. And not only are we creating stretching through the back of the body, we're also creating space in the side of the body, which is also what's necessary for our compass pose. So breathing here. Last breath. All right, looking forward to the top of the mat, let's take the right foot and step it to the outside of the right hand. Come onto the fingertips. We're gonna pause here. So you have that right foot on the right side of the mat, the left leg back behind you. Keep the left leg strong, and you're gonna really lengthen the crown of the head long, long, long forward. So you want to imagine you have a straight line from your heel at the back to the crown of the head at the front, nice and long through the spine. Then from here, start to flatten down through your hands' palms and tuck your chin to your chest and just pause when you're seeing your back toe. Rounding into the spine gradually, we're going to take 5 counts to come into the most curled position you can. So let's go 5. Tuck your chin to the chest. 4. Push down through your hands. 3. Try to not lift your hips. 2. Scoop your pubic bone forward. 1. Tuck your chin. Hold, hold, and hold. Inhale, looking all the way forward. Let's come onto the fingertips. Lift the chest. Good, and then from here, plant the hands down, step back any way you would like to, downward facing dog. Toes spread, fingers spread. We're gonna come into the other side right away. Step the left foot this time towards the outside of the left pinky, onto the fingertips. Inhale, lift the chin, and exhale, flatten the hands, palms down. And from here, look down, long spine rather. So we're coming into this really extended spine. We might have done this on the fingertips on the other side, so you can stay on the fingertips if I'm a bit wrong. So again, that line from the back heel all the way through to the crown of the head, long, long, long. And we feel those 2 points going further apart. Now we flatten down through the hands, palms, and then look towards your back toes, paws. So here we're still not in our deeply rounded spine, our compressed rounded shape, but now we're gonna take 5 counts to go there. So 5, tuck chin to chest. 4, keep moving slow. 3, scoop pubic bone forward. 2, squeeze into your right butt cheek. 1, push down through the hands, hold, looking into the belly. Hold, hold, hold. All right, good. Release that. Inhale, coming forward. On the fingertips, throat is long. And then plant your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Find 3 breaths here or so to be still and to just feel into any residue or aftermath of what we've just done. That's it. Okay, good. All right, so from here, we're gonna take the left foot in between the hands. We're not getting too specific about how we get there, so if you have a certain way that you wanna get there, no problem. Left foot in between the hands. Step it down. Good. And then we're gonna go back to down dog again. Bring it back. So even if that means that you needed to bend into your back knee to get there, let's go. The right foot, and then it's gonna step forward in between the hands, even if you step it to the outside and then walk it into the middle, no problem. And then again, step back, downward facing dog. 1 more on each side. Left foot comes in and steps between the hands, however you can get it there. And then right away, step back, down dog. Let's go last time, right foot. It steps in between the hands, however you can get it there. And then step back, downward facing dog. Let's walk the hands and the feet into the middle of the mat. Come into that forward fold position. Let the head hang down. Slowly uncurl the spine to standing, breathing in, coming all the way up. We'll reach the arms all the way out to the sides. We're going to take our side bend again. Right arm, elbow bending, hand on hip or on the back. Left elbow up and over, big wide step. Reach for 3. Bump the hips as much as you would like. For 2, reaching over, pause. 5, chin up. 4, reaching hand down the back. 3, elbow pointing. 2, spine neutral. 1, inhale, coming up. Open up the arms, other side. Bending into the left elbow. Right arm goes up and over. Bump the hips. 3, chin up. 2, and 1. Stay here. 5. Keep the left shoulder forward. 4. Good. 3. Chin up. 2. Reach the elbow. 1. Inhale. Coming up. Open the arms out to the side. Exhale. Tuck the chin and round. Curl, curl, curl. Plant your hands and step back into your downward facing dog. Okay, nice work, you guys. Let's take the right foot to the outside of the right pinky finger, however you would like to get there. Again, we're gonna round and curl the spine. So we did this for 5 counts last time. Let's do it again. Round the spine, 5, chin to chest, 4, 3, pubic bone scoops, 2, squeeze into your left butt cheek, 1. From here, inhale, coming forward. Let's lift onto the fingertips and you're gonna drop the back knee down towards the mat. Inhale, lift the body up, and from here, walk the front foot into the middle. So we're gonna take this side stretch now in this position. So we're gonna come into the same thing that we just did standing, open the arms out, bending into the right elbow, hand on hip or hand slides on the back. The left arm comes up and over. I know for me, I need to walk that foot in a little bit more, and we're gonna reach, reach, reach. Good. Now let's inhale, come up, up, up. Now from here, if you do have your hand on the back and you were sliding those fingers over, now we're going to try to slide the fingers up the back, and then we'll come into the side bend that way. Reach up and over. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, coming all the way up. We're gonna open the arms out towards the sides, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Let's go into the other side right away. Left foot steps towards the left pinky finger. Get those hips nice and low so you can start to round for 5, chin to chest. 4, push down hands. 3, and 2, and 1. Hold with the chin to the chest, round the upper back, and then inhale, coming all the way forward. Let's let the back knee lower all the way down. Lift the chest up. I like to have my back toes untucked, up to you. Walk your foot into the middle of the mat here, maybe slide it in. Inhale, open up the arms. Exhale, left elbow bends, hand on hip or hand on back. Right elbow bends like you're wearing a crown. The elbow point is like a crown. And you're gonna reach up and over. Again, you can slide those fingers towards the other side. Reaching here. Good, and then inhale, come all the way up. Now this time if you want to, you can reach your fingertips towards one another in the back of the body, then add your side bend. So this time that left elbow will be sort of dropping down towards your tail. Reach. Elbows separating away from one another. Okay, inhale, coming up. Open up the arms. Let the hands frame the foot. Lean forward, tuck your back toes. This time you're gonna step to the top of the mat. Heavy head, shoulders hang. Uncurl the spine, coming all the way up. And exhale. Coming all the way down. Okay, so we're gonna get into a little bit of triangle pose variation because this helps as well to come into our compass when we get down onto the ground and do it. Okay, and with this, we wanna make sure that we're focusing on how the lower body goes in a different direction than the upper body, and that's something that we'll really work on. So to prepare for that, we're just gonna take one balancing posture. So make sure that you find a good sort of spot where you can balance on your mat. Shift the body weight over into the left leg, a little bend into the left knee. So the bending in the knee gives us buoyancy. It gives us a chance to recalibrate our balance versus just a straight leg. We don't have a lot to work with other than the toes. We have the toes, the knee here, and we have this buoyancy that we can work with to keep our balance on point and sort of reestablish what stabilizes the balance. So from here, you're gonna interlock your fingers and you're gonna push your palms down. Then squeeze the knee up towards the shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Tap the toe down, inhale, push up, look up. Let's do it again. Drop those palms down, exhale, round the spine, squeeze knee in 3, 2, 1. You can tap the toe down, inhale, and push up. Last one, push the palms down, bend into your standing knee. Right knee comes up, 3, 2, stay there on 1. See if you can let your hands go. Reach, reach, reach. Interlock the fingers again. Push and flip the palms. Drop the toe. Inhale, go up. Exhale. Drop it down and shake it out. Okay, other side. Shifting the weight over into the right leg. Little bend, feeling that buoyancy, feeling that you have control of your balance. A lot of times we just go, I remember in my practice, I used to just go, I hope I can balance today. And I used to really struggle to figure out what helped me to balance. But this is so helpful in this type of thing. Okay, so let's interlock the fingers, push the palms down, and squeeze that left knee up, up. Push down the palms. It's like a little sit-up. Toe taps. Inhale, push up. Good. Exhale, push the palms down. Squeeze the knee. Up, up. Hui. And then tap the toe down. Inhale. All the way up. Last one. Push the palms down. Round the spine. Squeeze in. In. Hold here. Then open the arms. Try not to let the knee drift any further away than it already is from the arm. Good, again, interlock fingers, push down, toe taps. Inhale to come up, and flat feet, shake it out. Okay, nice work, you guys. So now we're ready for a bit of our triangle work. I'm gonna face sideways so you guys can see, but you can just step to the top of the mat. And what you're gonna do is take your left foot and step your left foot towards the back of the mat. So you're gonna be turned on the mat, okay? From here, allow the arms to open out towards the sides, and then we'll draw the hands on towards the hips. So you wanna have a nice wide step with the feet, and we're gonna work on turning the left toes, the back foot, out. So you wanna check that your heels are in one line for the most part. They're not too far forward or backward of one another. And this will just depend on, again, your proportions and how your body feels. But more than anything, we're just looking for a position that feels stable for us and feels natural for us. Now with your left toes, you don't need to turn your foot out all the way. So there's two options, 3, 4 maybe. So your big toe can either point directly to whatever is to your left, or your pinky toe and the outer edge of the foot can point directly to whatever is to your left. So one means that you have the toe and the foot straight, and the other means that your foot is curved in slightly. Why do we curve it in? What's the benefit? Easier for the hip to open. We have more freedom in the hip when the foot is curved a little bit more in. So if hips are a bit tight, definitely curve the foot in. My hips aren't so tight, I still love the foot curve. Let's bend into the left knee and sit down. So from here, you might want to open up your feet a little bit wider until you feel into the distance that you have between the feet, and that you want to be able to lower down so that you have the crotch and the knee kind of coming towards a similar level. Okay, this will depend on your body and what your body is permitting you to do right now. So just see how it feels for you personally. We'll take the hands off the hips, inhale, open up the arms. All we're gonna do from here is twist slightly through the lower body versus the upper body. So take your right hip, you can even take your hand, round it just a little bit forward and diagonally down. Take your left knee, push it back towards the outer edge of that foot. Now keep this in the body. The lower body is rotating over towards your left. We're gonna do the opposite with the upper body. So pull your right ribs over towards the right, your left ribs over towards the right as well, and look over your right shoulder. So feel as you're here for the next 2 breaths that your lower body is rotating down and to the left, and your upper body is lifting up and rotating to the right. 3, sit lower. 2, reach fingers. 1, whoo, turn forward. Let's reach the arms up nice and high. Turn the left toes in. We'll do the other side. Turning the foot out. Heels are in one line. Arms can open, hands can go on hips. Notice those heels. Pick what you want to do with this right foot. Big toe pointing to the right, or outer edge of the foot and pinky toe pointing to the right, which gives you a little curve, translates to more freedom in the hip. From here, bend into the knee and sit down. I like to bounce a little bit, just to sort of find my way. When you're ready, letting the arms open. If your feet are too close together, it's gonna be really hard for you to sit low, so have the feet a bit wider. So we'll take the lower body first. Left hip, down to the right. Doesn't have to be a lot. Some of us might do too much. Be wary of that. Right knee, over to the left. So the weight is on, or sorry, to the right knee, goes to the right. So the weight is on the outer edge of your right foot. So again, the lower body is lowering down and twisting slightly to your right. Upper body is different. The right ribs twist to the left. The left ribs twist to the right. Open the arms and look over towards your left hand for 3. Breathe and soften the shoulders. The arms should feel floaty and relaxed. 2. Still there's a reach. Sit a little bit lower for 1. Good, you guys turn forward. Inhale, reach the arms. Toes forward, bring the feet a little bit closer together. And exhale, fold all the way down. Whew. Relax the head, shake it out. Shake it out, okay. So on your mat, we wanna take the arms, the upper body, and reach it all the way through towards whatever's behind us.
So for this one, allow a little bend to come into your knees. Feet can be as wide as you need them to be, and allow the body to start to drape and drop down. And here, reach the arms to whatever is behind you. Reachy, reachy, reachy. So here, we want to make sure that we're using the core strength and the trunk strength to draw the chin into the chest, number one, and to look up into our beautiful bits, number two. So keep reaching fingers, and looking with the eyes. So you should feel that this is work for the core. Rounding. Good. And now from here, if your elbow points are past the knees, so if you're up a little bit high, which means your elbow points are towards the tops of the knees, then I just want you to stay here. Okay, and keep reaching and looking. Now, if the elbow points go beyond the knees, you're gonna open up the arms and maybe slide the arms down closer to the calves. Open up the arms, maybe slide and walk yourself down. Now, at this point, if you feel like you wanna try this with the legs a little bit straighter, you can. You would just come out of it, get into the straight leg position, make sure thighs are contracted, and then you reach through and then open up. Keep looking up into your bits towards the ceiling for 3. You guys are doing excellent. Try not to give up, staying there. 2, find your breath, modify where you need to, and 1. Okay, reach the hands first off the legs, then coming all the way forward. Let's lift up and then uncurl, allowing the knees to bend. Breathe. Okay, let's take the feet together. I know you're still facing side. We're gonna reach the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, shake it out, chest to thighs. Inhale, sweep it up. 2 more like this. Feet can be wide if you need to. Inhale up, last one. Shake it out, and then inhale, coming all the way up. Let's again open up the feet, nice and wide, okay? So from here, we're gonna come into now our straight-legged triangle. So heels are still in one line. You might have this time a little bit of a smaller step. Let's take the left foot and turn the left foot out. Again, same rules apply. We're not bending into the knee this time, so the hip position might be a bit different, but you can have big toe pointing or pinky toe pointing, okay? We're gonna open up the arms nice and wide. So it's the same position. Your lower body is rotating a little bit to the left. Your upper body is twisting a little bit over to your right. Looking over the right hand, lean like you're gonna touch whatever is to your left. Keep reaching with the right hand as much as you can. Then move your arms like 12 and 6 on the clock till you hover your fingers on the left hand, just sort of hovering or brushing the calf. Maybe it's towards the top of the foot, but notice where you drop. So easy to drop here. We want to have the strength to stay lifted in the body. This left knee can bend a little bit whenever you need. You can keep the top hand on the hip. You could also keep the bottom elbow onto the thigh to give you a little bit of twist. We're looking for the stretch through the side body combined with the strength and the lift. You could keep elbow on the knee and you could reach top hand high. Lots of different variations. You can keep hand on the hip and reach through the bottom arm low. For 3, chest up. Try to keep your right hip a little bit more forward. 2, left shoulder a little bit more forward. 1, inhale, looking towards your right hand. Come up, up, up. Turn to the front of your mat. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right foot out. So the heels again will be in one line, the position that you want with your right foot, up to you, your choice. And then again, the lower body is rotating a little bit towards your right. The upper body is twisting a little bit towards your left, and you feel that twist happening in the spine. Reach all the way through the arms, look over towards your left hand, and then like you're trying to touch the left wall, but the right hand wins. Reaching, reaching, leaning, reaching, leaning, reaching, leaning. A little bend maybe in your right knee where you need to, and then moving your hands like 12 and 6 on the clock. Again, keep your lower body, especially that left hip, turning slightly towards your right, and your upper body, especially your right ribs, lifting up and twisting towards your left. You can keep the arms in this position, or you can do elbow onto the knee with a little bend in the knee, hand on hip. You can keep hand on hip and reach fingers down, or elbow on knee and reach top arm high, spine long. Keep the spine twisting open and up towards the ceiling, while the lower half of the body, that left hip especially, is rotating towards your right. All right, inhale, come up, up, up. Turn the feet in. From here, you guys are facing sideways. We're gonna step to the top of the mat. So bringing your hands, palms into a prayer position. Woo! Inhale, let's go up. Exhale, forward fold, come all the way down. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Fingers spread. Pushing down through the fingertips. We're gonna take one final stretch here from this sequence to be able to prepare the body a little bit further. So here we're gonna lift up high on the toes. Now, if your feet are quite close together, open them up so that you have like a foot width distance between your feet. High on the toes. Now drop both of your heels over towards your left. Drop both your heels to your left so you're on the feet flat. Now, without shifting your weight forward, bend your knees and shift your weight towards the back of the mat. Push down specifically through your right hand as you peel your right hip back. So you should feel a stretch all through the right side of the body, pushing down through hands to feel length in the sides. Okay, let's come into the other side. Inhale, lift heels. Drop the heels to the other side. This time they're going over to your right. Bend into the knees, push down through the hands. Really make sure that you push down quite specifically through your left hand palm. If you stop pushing through your left hand palm, you'll feel the stretch is much less in the left side body. So push down through the left hand palm and lean your hips away from that so you can feel that stretch. Breathe. Push down through hands. Okay, let's come into downward dog. Nice, you guys. Lower the knees down to the mat. And from here, you're gonna find a child's pose of your choice. Letting the arms come forward or along the sides of the body. Maybe you allow the arms to come in between the legs. You can choose to turn the head. Lots of different variations. And each variety will suit you depending on the day. So just breathing here. If you do have your head turned in a particular direction, just go ahead and turn it the opposite way now. Last breath or two here. Okay, and then slowly make your way out of your child's pose. We're gonna roll the weight over to whatever butt cheek and then swing the legs in front. We'll give the legs a little bit of a bounce. Maybe some side to side windshield wiper, windscreen wiper action. Okay, so from here, we're gonna bring the left leg in, bending the knee, and the right leg out towards the side. So we're going to come into some leg lifts
and then some opening and extensions through the body. But as always, we're going to prep the body, because that's really the philosophy of this class, prep the body to be able to do those things. So from here, we want to actually just take the left arm and kind of scoop it underneath the ribs here. And then we're going to take the right arm all the way up, turning the palm in. And from here, we're going to take 5 pulses to your left. So you're reaching 5 and come up. That's it. 4 and up. The bottom hand slides. 3 and up. 2 and up. Last time, 1, and then up into the center. Good. We're going to let the arms relax, and we're going to take some activity with the leg, and then we're going to combine it all together. So you can choose to turn your torso towards the leg to lift the leg. You can choose to lean your hands back. It really just depends how the body is responding to this, but we are going to try and take the leg up into the air. Okay, so we've got 5. Lift it and then lower. 4 and lower. It might only come off 3 like a hiccup, no problem. 2 and lower. Last time, 1 and lower. Okay, now we're going to combine it all together. So the right arm is going to go up, palm facing in, scoop underneath the ribs, flex through your left toes, reach and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, reach. Now with your left hand, turn your palm down, grab onto your knee, reach over, 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 as if you're going to grab your toes with your hand. Now, we don't want any of this, yeah? I mean, you can do it if you want. But if you're really trying to add the elements of strength and flexibility together, then you don't want to dip down. You want to hold in a place of strength. Use that palm on the knee to rotate the chest up. Reach, and all the while, keep your right butt cheek anchored down onto the mat. Okay, inhale, come all the way up. Nice, you guys. From here, we're going to take a hold of the left big toe. Now, if you're not able to grab the big toe with the leg straight, no problem. Bend the knee and hook on. And then we'll take the leg out towards the side. Now, if you feel like that's not really enough stretching for you, then you can wrap around the back of the heel and you can come into your lift that way, okay? You can also grab around the outside edge of the foot. There's a few different grips that you can take, all right? If you need to, maybe you're just grabbing the back of the knee or the back of the calf. That's fine. Maybe the leg doesn't even straighten. Okay, I've been talking here for long enough, so we're almost done. Spine tall, chest lifted. At the end, if you can, take your right arm up, reach high, pause. If you can, see if you can let go, pause, then slowly lower everything all the way down. Okay, let's try the other side. Swapping the legs, right leg is out, left leg is in. This left or the right hand is going to scoop towards the ribs. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, palm is facing in, and you're going to pulse over towards your right. So pulse 5 and coming up. 4, coming up. 3 and up. 2 and up. Last time, 1 and coming all the way up. So you can turn to face the leg, hands can also lean back if you need to. 5 and down. Lift 4 and lower. 3 and lower. 2, again, it doesn't have to be high, and lower. Last time, 1 and lower. Okay, so now we're going to take the movements together. Scooping that right hand towards the ribs. Inhale, reach and sweep the left arm up, palm is facing in, and then squeeze and reach over, over, over. So your left arm is reaching towards your right toes, and your right fingers are reaching towards the top of the left knee. Now you can turn your hand palm if you can make it there. If you can't, no problem. Hand on thigh works. Otherwise, hand towards the knee, and then little reach, twist. Now, as you lean your fingers towards your right toes, notice if your left bum cheek wants to leave the mat. Reach and twist. Flex the toes. Opening up through your chest. Pause here. Good, and then inhale, coming all the way up, and let the arm relax and soften down. Okay, so now we're gonna take the leg, we're gonna lift the leg up, and we're gonna give ourselves that little bit of extra movement, so you can grab the toe, outer edge of the foot, back of the leg, back of the knee, whatever you wanna do to then take the leg up into the air, holding there. My playlist stopped. I don't know, did it stop for you guys? That's okay. Lift the chest, spine nice and tall. Good, and then from here, see if you can take the arm all the way up towards the ceiling, reach through that left side body, see if you can let go, hold 3, 2, 1. Lower everything all the way down. Okay, good, you guys take the legs forward and give them a little bit of a shake. So, the moment we've been waiting for. Again, some of you might still be going through the sequence and not have any idea what the heck compass pose is. So now we're gonna do it. We've really prepped the body quite well, and we're going to allow movement to come into the body in the form of maybe our compass pose. So let's start with working our left leg. So you're just gonna set up like we just did, okay? And from here, we're actually gonna bend into this left knee. We're gonna bring the elbows down as much as we possibly can, rounding into the spine, and then tuck the chin into the chest. Exhale here. Let's inhale, lift the chin up. Now from here, you're gonna bring the palms into a prayer position, lift your left toes off the mat, lean weight over into your right hand, and try to draw the knee and the shoulder together, and then drop it down. 2 more like that. Knee and shoulder together, drop it down, knee and shoulder together. Now this time, hook onto your heel. Hook onto your heel. So this might be the maximum for you, no problem. Now you might have weight off of the bum cheek on the left side like I do, so try if you can to drop it down. If it doesn't, without you falling, no problem, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna keep some space there if you need it. So use that hand to push the knee back, and then if you can, you're gonna take the opposite hand. You can grab the big toe from either side. You can grab the outside of the foot, and you're gonna then let your left hand go down to the ground. This is where you can maybe drop the bum cheek down, okay? Now, again, maybe this is your limit, maybe this is where you stay. If not, walk your left hand out to the side, lean onto that. Put weight onto that hand. Now, whatever grip you wanna take is fine. You can go over, this is gonna be a little bit more challenging, okay? You can go under the foot, you can grab the big toe. You don't have to use the hand at all if you don't want to. So, leaning on that left hand, start to kick and twist, and kick and twist, and kick and twist. Again, don't get caught up in what it looks like, okay? Just allow a little bit of the kick to come into the body. You can readjust where you need to with the kick and the twist to lean and open through that side body. Chest open. Okay, turn the gaze down, bending into the knee. You can let the foot drop. I wish I could see you guys do it. I can see some of you. And give the knee a bit of a shake. We can talk about after how it went. Okay, try the other side. So the right leg comes out, the left leg comes in. All right, so we want to again try and get that body to round down. So let's bend into the right knee, hands, palms into prayer, and draw the elbows down. We'll tuck the chin into the chest. Whether your elbows touch the mat or not is irrelevant. You can just draw the elbows in. Exhale there, and then inhale. Let's come all the way up. Hands, palms into prayer, and we're gonna take that knee in towards the arm, but you can take the left hand out to the side. So you're gonna squeeze it in and then drop it down. Squeezing in, drop it down. Last time, squeezing in, and then you can scoop the hand on towards the heel. So the knee is coming behind the shoulder slightly, okay? So you wanna feel into that, just notice how that is for you. And from here, again, you might have space between the bum cheek and the ground. You can lower it down gradually as you reach the hand and try to grab, okay? You can also try to let go and reach and grab at the same time.
but we know that the right hand is going out and the left hand is going to the foot. Now lean over into that hand. Again, whatever grip you want to take. Oftentimes, if you go over top of the foot and grab the outside, it allows you to rotate that leg a little bit easier. Whereas if you go underneath, it's harder to get that leg straight. So sometimes going over top can work better. Then lean as you kick. No need to rush it or push it in the body. Find a spot where you're feeling that there is, you can manage it, but it also is maybe a little bit new or challenging for you. So lean and kick. Lean and kick. Lean and kick. Just here for a few more breaths. Again, don't get so carried away with what your posture looks like. Laugh. Have a good laugh at however you're feeling or whatever you're going through right now, okay? And let's slowly bend into the knee. Allow the foot to drop and allow the arm to unhook. Ooh. Bring the legs forward, give them a little bit of a bounce. You guys did such an awesome job. And I think next time you need to take a picture of your compass pose. Whoever's at your house, be like, hey, can you come and take a picture of me? Quick, quick, I can't hold this any longer. And they'll take a picture. And then you guys can post it so I can see it. Okay, let's bring it down a notch. So coming into the middle of the mat, any way you'd like to get there, we're gonna slowly roll all the way down. Taking your time to relax the arms, relax the legs, and just let the body come into now this nice soft position that feels really held and supported, maybe letting the arms and the legs sort of come out to the sides here. You can close the eyes down and breathe. Soft into your body as you're here. Good. Really start to bring awareness to all parts of the body that are currently feeling good. And in that case, we might think that we hadn't noticed them before, because usually when things are feeling good, we just don't notice them. They feel normal for us. So notice what feels normal, what feels good, what feels settled and free, or whatever good means to you. Just noticing that in your body. And then shifting your awareness to the areas that might feel a little bit sticky. This can also involve energetic areas like the heart, maybe into the pelvis, or maybe the digestive organs in your abdomen. It could be into the throat. Maybe you're feeling a little bit blocked, not feeling like you're able to express yourself in the way that you normally might. Just notice any areas, physical, energetic, emotional, that are feeling, even in the mind. Where are the blockages? Where are the sticky points for you? So as much as we might be challenged by trying some of these new things in our yoga practice, this is one of the keys that we can use to open up those locked doors, or sort of help to move some of those blockages or areas in the body that are feeling stagnant or stuck. Just trying new things, having a play, enjoying the process, having a laugh, and learning to create freedom within ourselves, within our situations. So just letting that breath come into any of the areas that you are currently feeling restricted, imagining it's almost like there's all these pebbles and broken shells on the beach, and the wave comes and it picks it up and it pulls it away. How can you find that clearing? How can you find that cleaning of removing the things? Maybe it's just temporary. Maybe they come back again. That's reality. But how do we clear it? You might like to take a long breath in
And a big sigh. Again, breathing in. Let it out. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming in to your yoga space that you have in your home and tuning in, showing up, being present in any capacity that you can. Make sure you acknowledge that. And thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be able to teach you guys. Thank you so much. And let me know if you have any questions about what we did today. I'll see you soon. Thank you.